depending on where you live, the impact of inflation can be very different. CBS 8's Ariana Cohen joins us live in studio tonight, breaking down a new study on which cities have the worst inflation in the U.S. Ariana?
Yes, Marcella, Americans are dealing with the worst inflation in over 40 years, yet a new study by WalletHub shows some good news for San Diego. It's the city with the 5th lowest inflation growth.
WalletHub compared 23 major metropolitan statistical areas across two key metrics related to the Consumer Price Index, which measures inflation. They measured the Consumer Price Index change by comparing it from 2 months ago and a year ago to get a snapshot of how inflation has changed in the short and long term. Number 1 on the list is suffering the most from inflation, while number 23 is suffering the least. The San Diego Carlsbad area ranked number 19. WalletHub analyst Jill Gonzalez.
So even though I'm sure it feels very palpable there, it's actually doing a lot better than most other cities, big cities in the country. Just when we're comparing it from the last couple of months, it's jumped around 1%.
I asked a San Diego State University associate professor of economics what current factors are driving inflation.
You've got two broad reasons why prices have been going up. You have demand side factors, such as relatively low interest rates that we've had for a while. Certainly the stimulus package that came out with COVID, people saving money at the beginning of COVID, when they couldn't really travel as much. And now there's sort of some pent up demand that people have wanted to increase their spending.
He also explains how interest rates have an effect on the housing market.
San Diego's always been the biggest cost of living category in San Diego, certainly housing. If we look at the numbers for San Diego, they're not really that different from the numbers nationwide. And since May, cost of living in San Diego has gone up by 1.2%. We're starting to see a little bit of a drop in housing prices, mostly triggered by rising interest rates.
And what does the current inflation rate tell us about the future of the economy?
The long-term outlook is that, we're probably in for a little bit of a recession, but it's most likely going to be a relatively short one. And at the same time, the unemployment numbers are still pretty good.
Now, the first city on WalletHub's list that is suffering the most from inflation is Anchorage, Alaska. And the city suffering the least at number 23 is urban Honolulu, Hawaii. Marcella?
Ariana, we pay so much to live here. That's why we always do these Paradise at a Price reports. And you have to wonder if it's because our price of living, our cost of living is already so high that the inflation gap isn't as much. But it's good news, at least for San Diegans. We wouldn't want to be paying much more than we are. What about some other cities in the state?
Right. Well, actually, we beat Los Angeles. They're ranked at number 17, and San Francisco is right in front of us at number 20.
All right. Well, a little bit of good news there. Thanks so much.